What's going on, chat? Just give us a minute here and we'll be ready to go. Hey, nice to see you, Mr. JR Star 3. Thank you for the raid. Just give us a couple more minutes here, guys. Let's just get everything ready and we'll be ready to, well, get the show ready.
Ten, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
What is going on, everybody? Welcome to another episode of the Knights of Teleria podcast. This will be episode number 73, and it's the last episode of 2024. Wow. That feels weird to say. We've been doing this for 2 years, guys. And another year is behind us, and we've got another year to come. We got a lot of things to talk about. I really want to kind of look at the whole year of Raid Shadow Legends as 2024 has came. I want to talk about some of the better things that have gone through and some of the things that we're going to be looking forward to in 2025. But before we jump into all of that, I want to give, first of all, a real big shout out to our boy Gestal Gaming for reaching tier 2 content creator. How are you doing, sir?
Doing great, man. Excited to got bumped up. The whole reason I kind of joined or tried to get into the CC program was to be able to do giveaways, because I mostly do Twitch, and they don't really, I don't know, there's no like Twitch drops or anything, so I felt like this would be a good way to kind of get back to the community. So I'm happy I'm going to be able to give out gems monthly now. I'm very excited about that.
Nice. Congratulations, sir. Any crazy pulls this weekend? Anything big other than?
Oh yeah, I got the new dwarf on 28 voids. I got the new. I would have preferred Senna, but I got the new dwarf.
He's awesome.
Good.
Yeah, he is awesome. I was
That's probably better.
out of nowhere, bro. Like I was just pulling for the fusion.
Oh, you pulled Aaron?
Arnon or whatever.
Yeah,
Arnorn.
He's a lot of fun.
Pretty dope.
Yeah, Sus ended up picking him up, and I play tested him. He's actually a lot of fun if you build him the right way. Oh man, he will destroy you.
Yeah, I'm gonna build him today on stream, and we'll give him a whirl through live arena and see how it goes. Nice.
Chat, let us know what you guys pulled this week, if anything. I already know what Sus pulled and a couple of other people, because they like to little poke the bear and say, this is what I got this week. Take my RNG. But next up, let's talk to 2024 streamer of the year. Will he make it 2025 streamer of the year? Mr. FinalKenpachi. Ken, what is going on, brother?
Man, I'm getting old. Well, I have news for you guys. I'm also live on the YouTube now, so we still have some energy. We are going for 25. Hopefully we can get back to back. That will be amazing. And I didn't get anything. I opened 10 secret actually for the champion chest, for the epic actually. Champion Summon Rush, my bad. I got Ultan. I wish I keep my Mercy instead of getting him, but here we are.
Okay. Ultan is
I don't even remember what was I doing, to be honest, not going to lie. But yeah, how about you guys? What you guys pulled?
Okay, Ultan is actually, I remember back in the day, Ultan used to be a really good damage dealer for Clan Boss. Decrease attack, increase defense. He was really one of the ones you want.
No, not Ultan.
Oh, Ultan had the shell? Oh, yeah, okay, never mind. I'm sorry. I'm sorry.
He's a companion champ, isn't he?
He is.
Yeah,
with Oella, yeah, and not a very good one. No. Next up, we've got the Dab Master all the way from Texas. What is going on, sir? How are you?
What's going on? We are doing just fine. My poor little team got smoked by Texas in the playoffs, but that's all right. But listen, thank you for last week, Blazin, for letting us give away gems. Speaking of giveaways, that guess will be eligible to do now. We do still have one that's going. It ends tonight. I'm going to post the link. If you want to be eligible, you can get 540 gems and 1 ancient to 5 lucky people we'll be picking tonight on stream. My last stream of the year as well.
Let's go. Next up, we've got my favorite late night streamer, Mr. MXPJE. PJ, what's going on, brother? I see you've been posting some really crazy runs for Chimera. What's up with that? You showing off with your Galathir?
Yeah, gotta flex the Galathir a little bit. No, just been trying a lot of stuff. Been really liking Chimera. I've actually been sick the past few days, which has been unfortunate. I haven't been streaming. Feeling better today.
Okay.
But watched some good boxing last night. Some football. And been messing with Chimera, and happy to be here. Oh, talking about shards, I pulled dupe Razzlevarg, which actually wasn't bad, plus 30 accuracy for Skinwalkers, which we actually have a lot of champions that need AC, so I'll take it.
Okay, okay. And last but not least, the guy I got to credit to helping me get this show off the floor was Mr. JR3. Jay, what is going on, brother?
What's up, man? It's an honor to always be here and be with the gang here and get to talk about Raid and all the different things that Plarium does on a weekly basis.
All right. So 2024 is over, or almost over, I should say. And there's been a lot of things that, have been good and bad. I'd like to start off with the number one thing that you guys feel was the best thing about Raid in 2024. Whether it might have been something personal or an accomplishment in the game or something just huge that Plarium did. So with that start, let's go to Ken first.
Why hard question to me, man?
Well, you're at
Best
the
thing
top.
happened on Raid. Can I start the worst one first? Like it has to be best one because
Ken's like,
like
I don't want to talk good right now. I want to talk bad because it's
I mean nothing is coming to my mind, man. Like what happened this year? Like
okay.
I become a streamer of the year, I guess, but it was the community vote, so it's not the Plarium thing. I think that's the best thing happened to my life. I become a partner. If we are gonna talk about personal stuff, you asked the personal achievement, right? There we go. I got a partner streamer of the year. It was a huge year for me.
Okay.
Yeah, about the Raid, I got my first mythical. I don't that's an achievement, but the not family friendly champion.
Don't worry, Jay is representing him for you.
I mean, like, Odin dungeon, let's say, event dungeon. Yeah, I think that was good.
Okay.
Yeah, event dungeon was good. Yeah. Plus,
okay.
I hope they can open again. Yeah, I enjoyed that.
Okay, I think the Odin dungeon was good. It was something different, right? It was something that they will bring in and out. We don't know if it's going to always be Odin, but I feel like that one was actually pretty good this year. I'll agree with you there. And those two accomplishments, making tier streamer of the year and partner, that's a pretty big thing. Next thing is what is your goal for next year?
Year 3.
Year 3. Okay. All right.
Yeah.
And to make that happen, guys, make sure we're following Ken on both Twitch and YouTube, please. All right, Gestal, what about you?
Hi, man. I was racking the brain. I wish you gave us this yesterday or something. I could have had something better for you.
I know, but if I give you too much warning, then it doesn't feel genuine enough.
It's true. This may sound bad, but I think in the long run, I think people will actually appreciate it. I think the fact that they've been buffing mythical champs so quickly is actually a huge plus. For a lot of the reason Kenpachi's in, like he's gonna get one every year and a half, maybe 2 years, as bad as the drop rate is for it. If you get a bad one, man, like that, that could seriously be like, I don't want to play this game anymore.
Right.
I could see people leaving the game for that. So I think the fact that they are actually buffing mythicals quickly over other champs, I mean, maybe they should prioritize some void Legos, I think, as well, and then they could start going from there. But I think that's a positive. I'll definitely take that as a positive. I think yeah, I don't know. I was gonna say some of the free champs, but honestly, none of the free champs are good this year. I was thinking, but like the Thor, I think the Asgard event was pretty cool, and the champs that came out of that were pretty strong. The Thor is super strong. Odin is almost worse than Armand's. So yeah, I don't know. I don't know if those are good things or not, but like I feel like the events have been good. I think the like what Kenpachi said, the addition of the dungeon was cool alongside the event. I thought that, and I hope they continue to do that. I think that's cool. Yeah, I don't know. The event earlier in the year, I actually liked the Monster Hunter event. So like I feel like those have been pretty good. And He-Man, bro, I love He-Man. You gotta buy him, but He-Man's awesome. So I think the events have been pretty good this year too.
Awesome. Awesome. Jay, what about you?
Yeah, it's kind of a tricky one because every single time something good was going to come out this year, it kind of flopped, right? Honestly, I would say as endgame players probably don't really appreciate this much, but as a general people in the community, they've been giving us a lot of free champions and 5-star blessings to go with them, right? This allows you to full auto a lot of things like Amius and Iron Twins. You can just brimstone and just cheese everything. It makes things like so much easier. Especially if you're trying to get like fast, you might be able to push a champion like Yostra Dream Song, or maybe you want to go like for me personally, I'm gonna try to go for 6-star Skeletor, even though no one likes him. I'm gonna try to do different things. So by them giving us the 5-star, you can come up with different strategies and not have to spend, right, and buy Eternal Soul Stones and just gamble all your way. Some people can, some people can't. So I think it's nice to keep doing that. I hope they keep doing it like on a regular basis, like every 2 months, 3 months would be nice. But like everyone said, they're not the best champions. They're not Wukong. They're not UDK. I understand that. But they can't do that for every single champion, right? We can't get everything because then it'd be just too much power creep like crazy. So
Right.
But I think that's one thing that a lot of people have been telling me, like, hey man, I have more blessed. When I log onto people's accounts, I just see all those same champions that they've been getting, and they're all 5. So it's just they don't have any other ways to get those champions unless you're buying soulstones. So I do appreciate that. I just hopefully in 2025, I'm hoping that Plarium, after all the MTG thing, we get more balances, you know, like, or I guess you could say overall, not just in PvP. So we're gonna get the seasons and a lot of other things, and hopefully they put implementation into game, take more time and test out before they release it. But
Come on, Jay. Do you mean to tell me they didn't test out everything?
Yeah. I mean, it's crazy because this year should have been the craziest year. We finally got Live Arena. We finally got the Void Boss. All these different things. We should be super excited and saying this is the best year in Raid. But in actuality, it kind of flipped up. So I think it's kind of like, just a patching up area. And hopefully maybe next year might be the year. So I guess we'll see.
Okay. Big shout out to Mr. Priest Guardian. Thank you for the super chat and thank you for the support. And happy holidays to you as well, sir, and to all of you guys out there. Nobo, thank you very much for the sub. Spike, thank you very much for the follow. And Match Diwa, thank you very much for the follow as well, too. Timberwolf, thank you very much for the sub. I appreciate you guys so much. Thank you. Thank you. PJ, what do you have to say about this year?
Yeah, I think they did some good things. I could be wrong, but Clan Boss Instant Battles, was that this year? Or was that last year?
I believe that was this year.
So that was pretty good. And then they did some UI Tavern updates. I think that they could have done a little bit more, but I think what they did was pretty nice. They added Curse City, which I think is pretty good. I like the content. So they added like a bunch of new content, just like they didn't necessarily implement it the best way, which is like I feel like they're notorious for, is like good ideas but just not implementing them properly.
Mm-hmm.
But yeah, the Instant Clan Boss, excuse me, the Tavern, I think are some of the big ones that stand out to me.
Okay. Zero, what about you? Yeah, you're muted, bro.
Also, I'll mute myself.
I'm enjoying Chimera as well.
Honestly, there's been so much this year, like, and it all blends together. So y'all keep me on the straight and narrow. But did we get hard dungeons this year, or was that
last year? That was last year.
Okay. Well, Sin City, was that last year or this year?
That was the end of last year, beginning of
end of last
this year.
All right,
it was pretty much this year.
I liked all of last year's stuff. No, but I think probably some of the best things, quality of life. I think they really need to focus on that. But the one thing that I sneakily like that they've been doing is they have been at least choosing 2 champions to buff. Now, not all buffs have been equal or whatnot, but it's been nice to see like these vault champions. Like if you pull them, you're like, oh crap, I got a Gamarin. But then they changed Gamarin, and now he looks like, oh wow, his mechanics look insanely cool, right? You like pair him with a Lydia to block a revive, and then while they're dead, you know, permanently remove them from the game or the fight. So, you know, really cool stuff coming. So I like that. And yeah, the UI. I wish Chimera was a little bit better. Don't like the Hydra nerfs, but I do like that they shorten the time. So yeah.
Okay.
That's my ADHD blurb of the day. Blah, blah, blah.
All right. So the thing I really liked, honestly, this year about Raid is that they gave us this new area bonus. Now I know it is tied to Live Arena, and we'll get to that in just a minute.
Yeah.
But I feel like this right here is probably one of the best things that both end game players and early game players can use to benefit their accounts, right? The ignored defense is huge. I keep saying this to everybody. This is the number one thing when you're progressing in something you want to focus on. It's like building a mini Savage set in those champions, right? Probably the number one thing that helps me out in Centranos, because then I can worry more about building champions in the right stats as opposed to the sets. So this right here, I feel, is by far one of the best things that they have done this year. And I want to see more like this. But
You want to talk about drama about this thing, right?
what do you got?
They told us on the CC chat they are going to release Chimera arena bonuses for this content. And the latest Raid Digest, they said, hey guys, we are not releasing anytime soon, so if you have a point, feel free to spend. I'm like,
Yep.
what?
Well,
So,
listen.
yeah, that's
Wait,
what
I just want to say one thing. Like, is that hard to put that on the game? Like, is that hard? Like, is there any coder in the game? Like, I mean, in the stream chat? Like,
Well,
I'm not coder. Like, correct me if I'm wrong, but copy the dragon layer, paste it, okay? Change the location, the dragon layer to Chimera. That's all.
I
That's
don't
all
think
you have to
that's
do.
the reason why they're doing it, though. Okay.
Why?
Let's think about
Make
this.
it
So,
easier.
not even making it easier. Chimera is still brand new content. We still haven't figured out all the bugs and kinks and all the issues with it. Now imagine that you go in and you fill up your Chimera, you've worked, you put everything in. Not everything being tested will cause problems. That will cause things to be broken, right?
Automatically, it's their problem, not our problem too. It's testing
Agreed.
their job, bro.
I agree. And while I'm not defending them saying that they are right in doing this, I can see why they want to prolong it a little bit to give it some time and see, hey, how does everything react to what, you know, the player base is doing? Because we do have one of the smartest, most intelligent player bases out there that will figure out how to break this game every single time. Okay. So I get that. I do understand, and they did say they will, but I do understand why they're not doing it from that perspective, because again, it is the new endgame content. It's not like, you know, granted this thing just came out when I want to say it was like May or April of last year. But I feel like it might just be a little too soon. Like they didn't add, I think was Cursed City right off the bat with this, right? It waited a little bit and then they added it out. So I feel like it would just start being too messy if they just put it out right from the start. Let them figure out, even though again, you're right, Ken, in saying that it's their problem. They should figure it out prior to it. I get it.
Can I make a counter argument?
Go ahead.
I hear all that, and that all makes sense. But they set the bar so freaking high on Chimera, and the rules are so strict that it's really hard to put out the damage. And I get it, the whole Hydra nerf, and maybe they're trying to learn from that debacle. But I feel like without it, personally, with an in-game account and a lot paid for, I can't come close to hitting the numbers they are attempting to hit on this. In fact, our entire clan has not beaten Nightmare yet. Now, we may not have focused on Nightmare, but I feel like they set the numbers with the goal to add this in, that 20% ignore defense and all that stuff, and the accuracy and resistance and all, you know, if you want to build a resistance team, I feel like it's almost mandatory. Personally, I don't know.
I mean, here is the thing, Zero. Like, what is the last 15x we got?
I don't even. Yeah.
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 Selling them. They are selling them. That's why they are not releasing live arena bonus. They want to sell them. They are looking they always saying like they are looking analytic. This is the analytic they are looking.
Right.
They are looking the best champions and they are putting on the 15x. This is what they are doing.
Of course.
So there is no live arena bonus, right? You are struggling right now, right? Pull your sharp, bro. There you go.
Well,
Solution.
listen.
Well, they have 1,000 champions in the game. If they're trying to sell Senna as the end all be all, that's lame.
I mean, she's one of the best one right now for
No, I
this
know she
content.
is, but I hear what you're saying. I just think that's silly that it's so tight of a race that Senna is your savior, and now we're gonna sell her to you. I get it, but
let me say this, right? When any of the dungeon bosses, when anything came out, it was difficult, and that's what we need. The fact that they set the reward threshold so high, that does bug me. But you know what? Honestly, for Chimera itself, I don't really feel like I don't really push for the rewards. I get in, I get my key, I build my team, I do what I need to, and I get out. I'm not one of those guys that is going to look at, trying to get as many of those trials done as possible. Like I know PJ did one where he basically got his 8 billion damage for Clash to be able to get all his rewards. That's just not me. And personally, I think it's too early to kind of push yourself to do that because it's still new content. So I get your frustration with, it's new, the thresholds are too high. And I 100% agree. But I feel like, you know what, it'll give us something to work on over time. I do agree with Joe on the YouTube side where, Chimera Clash and the Chimera Quest. And I even think that there was a quest for the weekly, I think it was, or the clan quest that was do so many trials or something. That should have just stayed out for a while until they add, the area bonuses. That should have pretty much just stayed out there. Just let us enjoy the content. But back to the arena bonuses, I do not like the fact that it is tied behind live arena. And again, my bigger thing with that is, you know what? I have the champions. If you have the champions, of course you're going to enjoy it. You're going to like it. But there is such a big gap because there are times where players from Gold 1 will come up against players in Gold 4 or Gold 3, and they will just get destroyed. So with that, I want to find out from you guys, and this is going to be, I feel like everybody's going to have the same answer here, but what was the worst thing that Raid did in 2024? Chat, that question goes to you guys. And Ken, I'm going to let you loose.
Hydra. Hydra.
I knew it.
Yep.
Hydra, like
That's where
in
I'm
gaming
going.
is like maybe not okay, I about to say like a game released on 2024, like all of the games, like doesn't matter. Maybe Concord is the number one because they literally shut down the game like after 1 week. It's literally a disaster. But Raid is probably second to Hydra. Man, like they said they are gonna know. They also say that actually, guys, like here's the thing. Maybe you guys missed the things, but the reason they buff Hydra because of Tranda. I see this message on CC chat.
Mm-hmm.
I saw that. They actually said it. And turns out Tranda teams are still best. Like I'm speechless at this point.
That is
I'm
true.
Speechless.
I finally pulled my 5-star Trunda, and I literally was like, you know what? If I have her, I have to use her. I really do. So I built my full auto, brutal key for Trunda. I had to do it, but she is still the most powerful champion there. Okay. And chat seems to agree with you here, Ken. Everybody's like, it's definitely Hydra. But let's see, is there anything else? Gestal.
Yeah, Hydra is by far, in a way, number one. I would say easily the number two, because I've lost 2 people to this. They left the game, and one's a guy that's been playing as long as I've been playing in the same clan. He's also my longest subscriber. He's still subbing, though. Thank you, Leody. But he left because of the live arena mission. And that dude has like 6 accounts, man. And he's like, I don't want to have to do live arena for 6 accounts. He's like, that put me over the edge. I'm done. And he stopped playing.
Okay.
So
Okay.
I would say that as much as I love live arena, I don't want to be forced into it. I hate being forced into it on my free to play. It's super annoying. My free to play, like I kind of like I just do it on the side on my iPad when I'm doing something else. Like I'm never paying attention to it. I'm just making sure I get my dailies done. And now I can't do that all the time because maybe I'm not doing that during an open session. All the complaints. So I would say that's easily, or for me at least, is number 2.
That's a very fair point. Jay, what about you?
Yeah, I think as much as I don't like the whole Hydra situation too, I also look at a different point of view. We're gonna get instant battles there, so maybe all these bad things happen, so we don't have to focus on it anymore.
I'm not
And now we
hopeful
don't-
for instant battles, Jay, because there's too much RNG there, and I just don't think that they're going to come out with it right. But okay.
It saves me a lot of time. So honestly, I don't really care about clashes anyway. So it's gonna. I showed the math. I think it was like 12 hours a year that you'd actually compare to like 115. So you're gonna like every player's gonna save about like 80 something hours of your life every year, which is amazing. Just on Hydra alone. We're not even talking about other content when the background battles come and everything like that. But we're gonna be playing raid like 70% less, which is gonna be amazing. We can finally do other things. But one thing that I still don't like, and I loved it before he came out, and I know people are gonna say this, but bro, he needs. You can't. First it was Armon Shadow Legends, and now it's Mario Shadow Legends. It's just like this stuff is just crazy, dude. It's just crazy.
Marius is a free-to-play champion for almost any content in the game.
True.
Armand's is just frustrating to lose to because he's just like maybe just a little broken.
A lot broken.
So yeah, the live arena was pretty good before that, and then it got these top arena champions like that people can get. It's like super accessible, and they give him blessings for Armos. I'm just like, bruh, it just made it crazy in my opinion. So I unfortunately don't like him at all. I think he needs to be nerfed. He needs to be a 1-3-4 champion, not a 1-3-3. He's too fast.
I think when I did my coverage on him, I said, instead of just steals turn meter, just do depletes turn meter, and I think that'd be good enough. That way it doesn't allow him to go.
Delete him. Just delete him. Just delete him.
Just delete him.
By the way, just give me a second.
Yeah. PJ, what about you? What do you think? What was the worst thing that Plarium did this year?
Yeah, definitely Hydra's got to be up there. And then the other one that I was thinking outside of Hydra was kind of what JR mentioned at the end there was like Armand's. Him just kind of like it helped people, but I don't know. I feel like it's more annoying than anything.
So I was cleaning my room the other day, and sorry PJ, real quick there. And the Plarium sent us the gift, right? CC friends, we got some ship stuff like that, and that was part of it. And I just remember, he's 5th anniversary champion. They are not gonna nerf him.
Yeah,
Chat.
that's true.
They are not
That's
gonna
true.
nerf him. And you know what? Next year, 6th anniversary champion going to be way broker than him. I can confirm that.
As long as he can counter him.
Sorry, man.
No, you're good. You're good.
No, he won't
Um,
counter him. He's just gonna make him obsolete and be the new frustration. He'll be able to polymorph the whole team.
Who's Armand's? But yeah, Armand's being added was pretty toxic, and then kind of like what they also mentioned with the forcing you to do certain quests is really annoying. You should want to do the content because the rewards are good. You shouldn't have to be forced to do it, especially when it's like weekly content and they bring in the dailies. Like we discussed this like a couple podcasts ago, but I think that's such a great idea. Like the clan bosses are weekly, outside of the Demon Lord clan boss, the Chimera and the Hydra are weekly events pretty much. Why are they in the daily mission? So I think that would be like an easy switch. That wouldn't count with that wouldn't help with the live arena one, but yeah, just forcing us to do things is not really what people like, or in my opinion.
Agreed. I think that has been my biggest gripe by far is the the forcing us to have to engage with some of these game modes that people may not like, people may not want to do, or people may not actually just be ready to do because they either A, don't understand it, or are capped behind, you know, champions or whatever that might be. Zero, what about you?
Yeah, it's going to be 2 for me, but I think that's one is the forcing, especially Chimera when it first comes out. And you have to, like, as a clan, beat certain levels to unlock other levels. Like, to throw that in, and I just had my first one hit on Friday. I'm like, and again, I guess I got by for a couple of weeks, but of course I went early and you did them anyway as a, you know, CC or whatever. But yeah, I think that's pretty that's really annoying. And then I'm just gonna go ahead and say it. Y'all know my number 1 is Armand's.
Okay.
He is pooping the game. No, I get, you know, how he is or whatever, but he's absolutely broken. And I think all the other champions that they've released in the game that have been a problem in Arena, like think Death Knight. Oh, we got to deal with Death Knight. You could deal with Death Knight. Oh, now we got Wukong to deal with. Now we got Marius. I'm not scared of Marius. I'm not even scared of Odin. It's always Armand's. And I will say in the last 2 weeks, he's not getting first picked right now. But I think the worst part about Armand's is that everybody got him or had an opportunity to get him for the most part. And the counters to Armand's, nobody's getting, and nobody's gonna, it's not worth investing if you do get him, like the Ash Bow or whatever is kind of what I feel. So I think, yeah, I don't know. And they're probably never going to nerf him, but he's so freaking toxic. It's terrible.
Again, I see everybody's point about Armand's, but what I really want to emphasize to people is a lot of these champions, when we get them, we as endgame players will find them very frustrating, but early mid-game players, you know, Armand's being able to deplete the turn meter, being able to sheep and stun the opponent, that's a huge thing for somebody trying to climb through Doom Tower, right? So
yeah, that's what I'm saying. Like, leave him with his cooldowns and regular content. They've already shown they can do that, and then you know, live arena, throw an extra cooldown on that or whatever. It's just wrong. Two turn cooldown.
Yeah,
that much control.
Well, I again,
if he's built fast enough, you're not getting a turn.
True. I mean,
one champion can beat 4 champions and is always first picked in live arena. He's broken. I'm sorry.
You're right, and Ken can confirm that. Ken can confirm that he got crit capped and got destroyed by a single Armand's.
Do you got the Santi then?
I've seen it. I think it might, if I can go through the lag here, but yeah, he's definitely frustrating. He's definitely aggravating. But again, I feel like whenever we look at these champions, they might be busted in one particular game mode, but I think when we call for the, you know, nerfs and the fixes and stuff like that, we got to kind of look at it over all the accounts, right? Because we do, you know, we have to realize that not every single player or the long-term retention players that have been playing is a very small percentage compared to how many people actually just come in, play the game for 6-7 months and then leave, right? That said,
yeah, well, just let me last thing on that. Oh yeah. While you have this up, I think too, in a game where you have in a game where you have 1,000+ champions, for this dude to always make it into live arena in some form or fashion, and I get what you're saying, a lot of people got him, he's free or whatever, but like, that's, you have 1,000 champions and there's 10 champions getting picked, he shouldn't always be picked. And I know he's not 100% always picked, but like, come on, let's be honest, if you fight 1,000 live arena fights, 990 of them are going to have him picked, whether
that is
you
true.
Pick him or something else.
That's true.
That's all.
That is true.
And that's my point is, again, I get it if he's helping you in PvE for newer accounts, and trust me, if I had to start all over again and he was the only champion I got, I would be like, you better not nerf him, I need him. But
exactly.
I get that, but I think in live arena it's busted. I would love And honestly, I would love for them to select a banning phase. I know we talked about that before. Maybe you got something coming up for 2025, but if they redo live arena, let's do banning phase, and then that way you can address how broken Armand's is by allowing people just to outright ban him.
Okay. My next
And
question.
not nerf him. Sorry.
That's true. Yeah. Okay. I think nerfing champions is just not the right call. Rebalancing other champions to be used is probably the better way to go, right?
Like
but-
they released Larsus against the Taras Marcha without nerf them. It's very
Exactly.
strong.
Exactly.
And also, they make him guarantee champion, so most of the people get that. So
Right. So that you know, everybody was complaining about the Taras Marichka, and Narcissus comes in, it just absolutely can destroy them if you know, built well and played well. So let's talk a little bit about what content in 2024 have you enjoyed the most? What is like the number one thing that you want to log in and do every single day? And I'm going to start this off with Zero first.
What content I like doing every single day?
Mm-hmm. Or what, I guess not, maybe what's the number one thing you enjoy doing in Raid the most?
Such a tough question. Jeez.
Just
Well,
check
I
the
get the
chat.
Owen
job. It's like my
Shards.
second and my third job. Depleting all the daily tasks they force us to do is my reward at the end of the day. I look forward to seeing Zero and can use my time in something else. Is that sad? There's
Okay.
no one content that's like, oh, I love doing this area of content. It's more, let me get this shit over with so I can do something else in my time.
Okay. Okay.
And so that being said, I've enjoyed them speeding up some of the things, right? Speeding up the game in certain areas. So yeah, that's probably my
3x
favorite
speed.
My favorite thing to do is get it all done as fast as humanly possible and move on to something else.
Okay. Nobo says his favorite is 3v3. Wow. PJ, what about you? What do you enjoy doing most in Raid Shadow Legends?
Great question. I enjoy champ building, building champs out. Like I mentioned earlier, besides of like a few very specific like rooms in Curse City, I do like the general idea of it. Chimera, I mean, they just added Chimera. I've been really liking Chimera. I know that's like the new kid in school, so everyone, like the new popular person, so we got to go check them out and see what's up with them. But so we see how long that lasts for. But as of right now, I'm enjoying that. So those are some things I did really enjoy Hydra until RIP. I still kind of like Hydra, but I would say Chimera is a little bit the new favorite now.
Okay. Okay. Jay, what about you? What do you enjoy doing in Raid?
Pretty much getting everything fully auto and just getting it faster, like reducing the time everywhere. So if I had like 3 minutes here, I want to get it like a minute and a half, and just getting everything just completely manageable. That way it's drivable by me or someone else, or just because unfortunately a lot of the content once you get to endgame, you can have fun by trying out new things here and there, but unless it's going to reduce the time, you're just kind of just doing it for content. And sometimes wasting resources is not good to do that unless you have extra resources. So pretty much, honestly, that's basically what I'm doing, is just optimizing the account and trying to get it quicker everywhere. And not just trying to take the game too serious. I do like Curse City as well. Been trying to show off, Amius. People always have trouble with Amius, and I've been doing it full auto every rotation. I think I've always said it's the easiest boss, not that hard. And since they've been giving us so many champions with blessings are super powerful for boss, hard dungeons and Amius and stuff like that. So Chimera's still kind of new, so I can't really go too deep into that. I feel when we're all in Ultra Nightmare or Nightmare on like naturally, I think I'll give a little bit more take on there. But since we're still new there, I like it. I just don't really like in love with it yet. So, but I do like the content.
Wow. Priest Guardian, oh my god, bro. Thank you so much. That's crazy. Man. Guys, the next shard pull video will be courtesy of Mr. Priest Guardian. So, oh man, wow. Thank you so much. Gestal, what about you? What do you enjoy doing in Raid?
Live Arena.
Live Arena. Okay, nice and simple. Everybody
Yeah, I
hates
mean,
it.
I know everyone hates it. I love it. I got in a mini, I don't say argument, disagreement the other day, but like I'm huge into Smite, or used to be. I'll be big into Smite too when that comes out. And I look at this as like as Live Arena specifically as like a mini MOBA,
Okay.
because you have your picks and bans phase, and then instead of like working through and gathering the gold and putting in the gear and all that and fighting and all the kills, you just go straight to the end game and it's 4v4 and the winner wins. It's kind of like, so I call it like a mini MOBA. I actually really enjoy that. I enjoy the picks and bans almost more than I do the fights. It's fun, man. I just like the competition of it and stuff. So I get why people don't like it, though. It is a total whale fest. I've been very lucky to have gotten Commodus, which kind of puts me in a little bit more of a running lately. And I've had Arbus for a while, who's insanely strong. But I'm facing all those dudes that have way more than me, and I still do enjoy it. So, like, you can find a way, man. Like, I feel like if you really focus on certain champs on your account and just, you know, if you really want to get good at Live Arena, like, you can focus certain champs and focus a play style. I had to go second teams forever. Up until basically I got Commodus, I had to go second teams. Like, you can win. So, if you really want to get involved in it, I don't think it's as scary as it really kind of seems to be.
Okay. So we've got somebody who loves 3v3. We've got somebody who loves Live Arena. Ken, what about you?
Mostly Live Arena. I mean, every single day I cannot enjoy Tag Team Arena. I love Tag Team Arena, but on the weekend because I reduce my defense, and all I'm doing on the week, attacking one-man defense, is not fun. So
Okay.
Live Arena, I totally agree with the Gestal. Guys, look, I have Armans. I refuse to use them. Okay, I don't have a mythical champion beside the free one. I'm not gonna count the other. You know, I just pulled. And like, I'm not using Armans. I'm not using any mythical champion. I am in the 6.3 right now. I only spent $14. If I can do that, everybody can do that. Okay. Yes, mostly I'm facing full mythical champion. Gestal know that. Actually, like, worst part there, like, let's say you lose twice, okay, boom, next one is 25,000 point. Like, what the hell, dude? Like, what kind of matchmaking this mod have? Like, you are facing like top 3 Live Arena player, and I'm like, we are actually making prediction like how long I can survive against them. You know, usually they have a comedy, so can't stay that long. But hey, end of the day, I enjoy it. Sometimes it's getting really frustration, so I'm like getting angry, but it's part of the game. It's a little bit RNG as well, but I'm trying to do my best. I wish I have a little bit bigger options to get more fun, but what can I do, man? I'm using best I have, so. And yeah, Live Arena definitely the best mod. They need to be improved this mod. They said they are cooking something for the next year, I believe, right?
Yeah.
One small changes and one big changes. I hope they can make this mod a little bit more fun, you know, like Red actually, or old clanmates make the wheel system, you know, like they also make a Pilarium also want us to make a content with the wheel system. Why they just don't put that on the game, you know, like why we are not rolling wheel in the game, and let the wheel choose our champion. So maybe it's gonna be more fun. I don't know actually. Maybe they can make like separate system, you know, Live Arena 2.0. There is a classic Live Arena and there is a Live Arena with the season system, stuff like that.
So Ken wants more arena, guys, more arena. So when we have to do more arena, this is why.
I mean, what's the point of the farming gear? Like, if you are not gonna test your champion on the arena, you know, like
Very true. Very true.
Yeah.
I just looked at my watch and it sits there and it's telling me it's time to stand up, and I'm like, does it realize that I'm standing up right now to do the stream? I'm like, what the heck?
No.
Go
I
ahead.
sent you a screenshot of something hilarious.
Okay. Is this another meme that Red did?
No, I actually just, start talking about Live Arena. I'm like, oh, I can multitask. And so check out the dude's name. I just
Delete Armand.
Elite Armands.
Okay.
Great name. And I
Okay.
agree with you 100%. And I first picked Armands against him. Don't worry.
Of course you did. Of course you did. So for myself, and this might be a little controversial because at the beginning of the year, I was really harsh on this content. But honestly, I've really enjoyed doing Cursed City. And mostly because it's having me build champions that I would never use. I mean, I never would have thought building an Oathbound, right? And it's one of the contents that, again, I was completely, I bashed this when it first came out. I was like, this is absolutely the easiest thing, the worst thing that they've done. I hope that, and honestly, over time, it's kind of one of those things like I've beaten it now and I'm like, all right, can I just reset it now so I can do it again? And I don't, with the exception of 1 month, I've not failed to complete this content. And I really, really enjoy it, actually. And I feel like maybe expanding this, not to another difficulty, or maybe that wouldn't even be bad, but more of a bigger map, I think that would be great. Now, this is going to be a question for chat. And I want chat to kind of talk a little bit about us as creators and what they've enjoyed about us. And my first question to chat is going to be, what is the number one thing that you guys have loved about FinalKenpachi? Is it that he fits in a box and we can have him shipped across the world for probably pennies to the dollar? Is it that he is just a very fun streamer? I'm curious to find out, but I want to kind of talk a little bit about us and what journeys we've had this year as creators. And so I want you guys, I guess, to see where you were and what you've done this year. So I'm going to start off with Jay. And I'm going to put you guys all on the spot. But Jay, what is the number one thing that you love about Ken?
He's pretty honest, If he doesn't like something, he's gonna tell you straight up. He doesn't matter if it's toxic or not, And when something's going good, he'll tell you it's good. He's like, yeah, man, that was great.
Okay.
I like that about Ken. He's no real filter. Some other content creators won't name their names, but they try to keep it like neutral, right? They will be like, they'll try to be politically correct or stuff like. They don't want to get too toxic. They'll just be like, oh, this is not that bad, or don't quit the game, guys. Like, no, if the game is bad, it's just going wrong. Like, don't play the game. Like, and play something else. I'm already playing 4 other games, and I'm enjoying Raid and all those other ones. So I like Ken for that, man. Okay.
I have to agree. Ken is always brutally honest, even if somebody's like, yeah, it could work. No, bro, it's not. It's absolute trash. It's absolute garbage. And he's not scared, as we all know, to, put something out there, even if it gets him in trouble. So
I did cut the level.
It did get you in trouble, but you still were not scared to put it out. So that is big, right? Zero, what about you?
So 2 things with Ken. First of all, just his energy. Like when you get to catch his stream, it's just, you can just feel it. He's having a good time. He's enjoying the interaction, playing the game. The music's playing. It's just that energy he brings to the stream. And I've been fortunate enough to be able to catch a lot of this because he streams for me way early in the morning. But I've been forced to get up and start working at 7 a.m. and I may or may not be lurking in the background. So it's a good time. And then number 2, the pictures of his kebabs in the background. So I like seeing all the Turkish foods and cuisines and stuff. So I'm a bit of a foodie, so that I love. So those are my 2 things.
Okay. PJ, what about you?
And probably just his personality, like the charisma, like the energy, like that flows out of him is awesome to see, and you can definitely like vibe off of it. Also, just like, I didn't really know Ken that well a couple years ago, but like, I'm sure like his English wasn't the best, but his English is like really, really improved and good now, and just it's awesome to see like his growth as like a person with learning like a new language. Like that cannot be easy. I can barely speak English, and he's over here speaking like multiple languages. It's super impressive.
Okay, I agree. I have to say, Ken is one of the people that, no matter what, I don't think I've ever seen him on stream having a bad day. Like, he does not get, like, I will get very aggressive, very angry, very hostile. I don't think I could say that Ken has ever done that, or I've never seen it. And you know, I just like Zero, I lurk in the background when I'm driving and listening and stuff. I can say the energy is definitely just superb. And I think that's probably your number one reason why you've been able to grow so much this last year. Gestal, what about you?
Well, I don't know if Kenpachi knows this, but I lurk his stream every morning as I'm getting ready for work. I don't normally say anything, but he's just a great man to watch, bro. Like, fun and like everything you guys have already said. Like, I feel like I'm just gonna repeat it all, but I do really enjoy that kind of 30 minutes as I'm kind of whatever doing what I got to do to get out the door to see what he's talking about. He normally is like also a great place to kind of catch anything that's going on in Raid that day. Like, he is like the news that's getting that news out first for because it's just early in the morning.
He likes
or
to
like,
leak information too.
Well, it's not, I don't know if it's that, but people come to his stream with like what you had. I was sitting there watching it as you were making that video the other day, calling out Plarium on that one thing. Like I saw that whole thing kind of happen, and like, I don't know, man, it's awesome. Like, he's got an amazing community. All the guys there are a bunch of fun. They're always just having fun. Like, it's really a great place to hang out.
Hey,
Man.
JKG Brandon, thank you very much for the follow, or thank you very much for the Prime sub, sir, or for the sub. Wow, sorry. Please make sure you throw your YouTube link in the chat. Make sure you guys give him a follow over on the YouTubes. I'm not sure if you do Twitch yet, but if you are, we'll make sure we follow him on there too. So, Ken.
Oh man, can I talk?
Go ahead.
You guys gonna make me cry, man. I'm an emotional dude, bro. Like, thank you for all the kind words. I actually can't say I deserve all of them. Like, I'm streaming every day, right? I have a bad days too, you know, like I can get angry, I can do mistakes on the stream, which is I'm totally regret that after I finish my stream. But you know, it's hard to control yourself on the live stream. That's why it's live, you know, like, but I have a bad days too if I make somebody like, if I break the heart, you know, this year, like I apologize like deeply inside from my heart. End of the day, we are human. I'm, you know, like nobody like to watch, like,
nobody likes to watch an
how
angry
to say,
content
like
creator.
sad streamer, like bad, angry streamer, you know, like even you have a bad day, you don't have to be reflected to the stream, right? Nobody want to watch that, right? Like, you people, I mean, none of us has like great life. I don't know, maybe some of us lucky, but even you have a bad day, like bad things happen, you need to keep your stream positive, you know, as much as possible. Like, you need to make the people happy, and doing that every single day, guys. Like, I actually recently stopped streaming on Sunday, not playing Raid, at least, let's say, and it's not that easy job. Maybe you guys don't thinking like that it's an easy job, but it's not that easy job. Thankfully, there's a great people from my community, from our community. They are trying their best to teach me English, actually. Like, I mean, they are teaching me English. You know, if I say something wrong, pronounced wrong, they are like, hey, bro, like this. They are literally writing there by the letter by letter. You know, this is how you write that, right? And yeah, every one of you guys, great. I love you, all of you. Thank you so much. Thank you.
All right. But yes, like I said, Ken, you are one of the most enjoyable creators out there. Like I said, the energy is never bad. I'm always enjoying it. I'm always having fun. So just real big kudos to you, sir, for everything you've done. And I do hope that you get 2025 Content Creator of the Year, or Streamer of the Year, sorry. And Tier 3, man. You deserve it. You deserve it.
Thank you.
Let's talk a little bit about Mr. J. Now, for a lot of you out there, Jay and I have, on a weekly basis, we talk. And this podcast would have never started off without him. I give a lot of credit to him for backing me up with this, for starting with it. And so let's go with PJ. What do you love the most about Jay? Or what do you like the most about Jay? Chat, same question to you guys.
What I love about Jay. No, the best thing about Jay, I think, is just his his personality, and like he'll just say it kind of like how it is. He doesn't really give a fuck. It just comes out. He just says it, which is whatever's on his mind. So you just gotta be careful when you're in his stream, because you never know what's gonna come out of his mouth. But no, it's good. He says what he thinks and what he wants to say, and I think that's awesome. A lot of people don't do that, myself included. I bite my tongue a lot, and I think that's awesome to be able to do.
That is
JR was,
Go ahead. Sorry.
No, I was just saying, he was also trying to get me on the podcast for a while, and I just kept pushing it off, and I finally got on, and I wish I got on sooner. So thank you for inviting me on all those times, and glad to finally get on and continue to do it.
I agree. Jay, when you go into Jay's stream, anything is possible. If you think that, you're going to be watching Raid Shadow Legends, next thing you're going to be talking about Toast or other things that, may not be PG-13. But it's always very enjoyable. It's always very enjoyable because sometimes you're just out of nowhere, like, wait, what? Where did this just come out of? So I have to agree with you there. Zero, what about you? What do you like the most about Mr. JR?
JR, I love that he's just chill. He's like one of the most laid back, chill. Like, yeah, he have his opinions on things, but he's chill. That's what I would say. That's what I like.
Okay, chill. Let's go to Ken.
Jay, I know how Jay thinking, like when they release the champion, like we are talking about the champion, stuff like that. He's always looking a different way. Like, I'm like, respect that, and I love the way he playing the game as well. He's trying to play the game on his way.
Yep.
Like, let's say this is meta, he refused to use this meta, right? Maybe he have the champion to do that, but he's going different direction. I love that, and I also love like his takeovers, man. Like, he's doing insane takeovers, like full account takeovers. Like, he's taking his time to try to have the account, stuff like that. Great guy, guys. Like, we love the Jay. Jay is also very OG, guys. Like, Jay is like older than me, right? Yeah, I mean, not as a age, but like content creator program, Jay is the way older than me.
Agreed. Jay refuses to follow the cookie cutter, meta builds. He is always, I'm like, bro, you got double G nuts. You need to work that. Nah, I don't want to, man. I'm just not built that way. I don't want to do it. Like, but Jay, you're going to cut this much. Nah, it's okay. I'm going to play the game the way I want to do it. I'm going to play the game I want to enjoy it. So I got to respect that. 100%. Gestal, what about you?
Yeah, I was definitely gonna say Jay's creativity in the game is always very it's awesome, because I don't know, like champs you'd never think of, and he's out there making it work, making it happen. And like God, the snick track one, he had come up with like a super high crit damage snick track. Like, that's something I didn't even think of, and this dude's like making him work. And I was like, hated that dude. I hated Snick Track when I got him. So that part is amazing, and you guys have already said that. I want to tell the story of when Jay raided me the first time. This is probably the first time after I had done the show here, whenever, like a long time ago, and Jay raids me. And we're like, I try to keep it pretty PG. maybe PG-13 sometimes. And Jay came in and he had this like music video he had made a while back.
God.
Oh my God, bro. And we're watching this. And I didn't know this side of Jay at all, bro. I did not know this side of him at all. And it was good. Like the rap was good, but like the stuff he was doing, it had me, like I was laughing so hard. It was a bit shocking, But one of my favorite raids ever. I still have, like, it's still in my head. I thought it was a lot of fun. Some people, whatever. We got an older audience. I'm old. Some of them didn't appreciate it, but I thought it was amazing. So Jay's the man. Jay's freaking awesome.
You're talking about You Touch My Tyler song?
I don't remember the name of it.
Jay has had some very creative ideas for videos outside of Raid. I would definitely go check them out. I think they're in his Discord. But they're definitely very interesting. And he actually, I think to this date, is probably the only person that has built a great hoof Loriaka, which is somebody I don't think I'll ever build, even with the buff on him. But Jay, do you want to say anything to the community about?
Yeah, a lot. I appreciate everybody. That most of the things, of course, very true. I am different. I always don't like to cookie cutter. I've just been like that since I played Yu-Gi-Oh! I always like to go anti-meta because, you guys know I don't like unkillable or block damage just because everyone's doing it. You can't really provide more value to the community if you're just copycatting everybody else. So me personally, I just like to go off meta. So, build Savage, Set, Loriaka, or Opert and Clan Father, stuff like that, or build Snittrack with damage, and now Snittrack's gonna be good for other content too. So it just, I'm just built different. That's just how I am. I'm just a weird, chill guy. I'm a pretty chill guy, yeah. And I think it's because when I was younger, I had a lot of stuff happen to me. So I had to become chill because I can get very angry. So that's why I listen to a lot of lo-fi or chill music so I can keep myself, very chill. So, but overall, I appreciate everybody and their thoughts. Thank you.
I agree. Definitely built different. And like I said, I would not have done this podcast. I would not have started any of this without you. So this is almost just as much of all of us as it is you, Jay. And real big thank you to for the support, right? Let's talk a little bit about PJ and what we all love about PJ. And I think I'm gonna start off with Zero first.
Yeah, I love PJ. He's a freaking grinder, dude. First of all, he does 2 streams a day. And I when I got laid off, I was attempting to do a lot more, and it got to me. Now I know I'm a lot older than he is, but I don't know how he does it. And I like too that he diversifies a little bit too. Like he brings his community along with him and stuff, and he's just super positive and he's knowledgeable about the game. Like he's nailing it. So and I like that we're kind of staggered too. And I'll just say this about all of us, because a lot of times Gestal, and we try to spread it out, but Gestal will raid into me, and then I'll raid into PJ. So I love bringing the community over to him. That's a lot of fun for me. So he's awesome.
Okay, I agree. I gotta say, my one thing about PJ is PJ, we'll sit here and we'll talk about all these problems, like the Hydra, right? We were all going off about we lost 30% of our damage, 50% of our damage. And PJ kind of takes a step back and looks at the situation and says, okay, well, guys, first of all, we didn't really lose 30% of our damage because of how the mechanics are working. We lost, and this was probably the first time I realized that shit, I'm not thinking about things logically, because PJ pointed out we lost 500 turns, and it was like, okay, so we really didn't lose all that damage. It was reducted because we lost the turns. So our teams basically lost 20% of the damage. So PJ really kind of takes a step back and looks at a lot of things and looks at the bigger picture of what's going on. And I really appreciate that about him. I think that is one of those things that he doesn't just go right out like I do and just boom 100 force say what's going on. He will take the time and kind of look into these things before he says anything. So I think that's a real big thing about PJ. Jay, what about you?
I've been watching PJ for a while. PJ was actually one of my viewers. He would, when he wasn't streaming the first time, he would come and chill out when I was doing takeovers, and I spotted him, and I was like, man, this is not a really Raid Shadow Legends like player. You know, like he's playing, but he's mainly playing other games, especially Rogue Company. I remember something like that, and I was like, man, this guy, he needs to come on. He needs to become like official. He needs to like grow. And I just kept rating him over and over and over. I rated he's probably the second highest person I've rated on Twitch.tv. And I just wanted PJ to come to the community and to actually like take it as an opportunity. And over time he did, and he became really good. He even surpassed my account. And that's what I do. I help people grow, you know. And I just really wanted PJ to become like top in Raid, and look where he's gone now. So I just like PJ. I also, his shooting skills are amazing. You know, if this wasn't a turn-based game, I think he'd be pretty high up there too. So yeah, that's what I liked about PJ.
Okay. Ken, what about you?
Man, PJ is super kind person. Like, I almost never heard any bad words from his mouth on the stream. Like, he's always kind. I'm like, you know, sometimes I say ananas, you know, like, some people know what does that mean, but at least I try to stop myself, you know, ananas, garlic, stuff like that. But PJ is almost never curse, man, never getting angry, stuff like that. Like, even like his Android 3% over and over again, he's still like, oh, you know. On the Hydra, I remember that. And PJ is pretty much rate me pretty often as well, and I cannot rate him because of the time zone difference. Whenever I go live, he's going to sleep or take a break, I think. And whenever I finish my stream, I don't see his live. I wish to raid him more. Same for the Gestal. This two person I really want to raid, but time zone difference, I cannot catch them. But PJ is super kind person, man.
Agreed. I don't think there's no stream that PJ is at all ever pissed off, or he has a very mellow, chill vibe. Like you sit there and you just soak it in. Like it's I think like maybe if the music was just a little like kind of mellow, echoey, I feel like I would put PJ on to just kind of fall asleep and relax when I'm having a bad day. Gestal, what about you?
Yeah, PJ's the man. I don't remember exactly when I started watching him, but I've definitely been watching him for a long time. And he's like, his Hydra skills have been crazy strong, and I've definitely learned a lot from him, just from lurking a lot of his stuff there. But more on and you know, he's a great streamer and everything everyone's already said. But more on a personal side, I feel like PJ, even though he's probably half my age, maybe not that much younger, but a lot younger than me, that we've connected because we both played sports in college, and we're both still into sports now. And I don't know, we just kind of have that connection. I feel like we're always talking about like UFC the night before, you know, on the Sunday morning, like before we get through these and stuff. So, oh man, me and PJ, he's my boy. I feel like we had this connection, man.
All right, it's definitely true. They do. If I ever get to releasing any of these pre-podcast recordings for you guys, which I'm thinking, because some of it may not be PG-13, or you know, I don't know. I gotta figure out how YouTube's not gonna ban it. That's definitely a true statement. PJ, anything you want to say to everybody?
Yeah, wow, thank you for all the kind words. I lurk in all your guys' streams. I might not be very talkative, but I'm definitely lurking a lot. And yeah, that's very, very kind of you. It's funny you guys say that I very like calm and chill, because I feel like sometimes I am not. So maybe you guys just aren't seeing that. But no, I'm glad that is generally the consensus, because yeah, that makes me very, very happy. Thank you guys for that.
Maybe it's just the way you talk, because like with me, I will get mad. You'll see my face, you'll see my veins going out of my head when I'm mad and getting angry about something. And that I just like, you just keep yourself calm and collected, but still maybe a little bit upset about what's going on. So you know, I think that's the thing right there. All right, let's talk a little bit about the Dab Master himself and what we enjoy about him. I think Zero Brew is probably out of all of us, the most entertaining, because he just wants to go on and have fun, guys. He just wants to go on and just entertain, right? And I feel like you're a lot like Ash. Like watching your stream is never boring. I'm never not laughing, right? So it's definitely an enjoyable and enjoying. I definitely enjoy you watching you, and this is why I think you do really good on the YouTube side, which is why I've been pushing you. But PJ, what about you?
Oh, flipping it right around. Yeah, Zero is awesome. I lurk in his chat. I talk in his chat a little bit too all the time. Just love his enthusiasm, his the energy he brings to all the streams, the dance parties, the dance offs, all the like props and stuff he brings to the streams. No, it's great. He's always in for a good time. He drops some knowledge every once in a while, so you gotta be on the lookout for that. Always like trying to help out people as much as you can. And no, yeah, Zero is awesome. Love hanging out in his streams.
Okay, Jay, what about you? What do you love about Zero Brew?
Yeah, you know, as someone who, you know, likes to do weird sussy things and just be different, man, Zero Brew is just like a party animal, man. I rate him and I just like, it's a vibe. I'm like, what the? I get jealous. I'm like, I try so hard, and he, you know, I guess I'm just too busy into the stats and the gear, but he just makes the vibe like you could just sit there, not even like Raid, and just like Zero Brew, just watching the stream. He's an amazing streamer, man. I love every single stream.
I agree. It's definitely just there's never a dull moment on his stream. Never. Gestal, what about you?
Yeah, a lot like PJ. Me and Zero, we've definitely never met, but I feel like we're like homeboys, man. Like we're basically the same age. We're into pretty much the same stuff. Like I don't know, pretty much everything. Like if we had grown up in high school, we would have definitely been boys. You know what I mean? So Zero's awesome. Everything they said about his stream is 100% true. It's just a party. A ton of fun, ton of excitement. He's by far the person I've rated the most because he's on when I'm getting off, so it's kind of perfect. So man, yeah, but I love Zero. Zero's the man. Definitely, if you're not watching him, you gotta be watching him now for sure. Agreed.
Ken, what about yourself?
Man, I love Zero Energy. Like, I'm not going to say he's a little bit older than me, but God, man, like, I'm not sure I will be with this energy on this age, you know? I'm not saying you are old, don't get me wrong, okay? Zero has an insane energy, man. Like, every time I jump his stream, like, he's dancing there, he's doing moments, stuff like that, like, I don't know, should I mention that?
What's that?
Last time I was on his stream, he put elephant mask and start squeezing the nose of the elephant, but well, that's also the part of the Zero, guys. You guys can see some weird stuff there, you know. Prepare yourself. And he also mentioned he never watched that, so I like it. But man, I love Zero positivity, energy. Like, he's great guy. Like, he's always something going on. It's like a dance party, you know, like on the 80s dance party. Like, I love that.
Agreed. The like I said, the energy, there's just never a dull moment. Zero, is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, just love to all you guys. I've absolutely loved being a part of this podcast and just the raid community itself, like just in general. And what's awesome is I'm not the most in-depth and knowledgeable one, and I came back to streaming. I've been streaming for like 6 years or whatever, but like raid and me kind of came together because Raid is a game that you can kind of set and forget and kind of do and allow your personality to be your personality. And so it's been a good kind of marriage in terms of like creating the content, right? And like, 'cause if you're playing a shooter and I get super hyper focused and I'm not really paying attention to chat, or I can't pay attention to chat. So this game lets you kind of lay back and chill and really kind of be a part of that. So I look to you guys for the knowledge, and when people come and need help, we'll help, and then the community will jump in. The AKA the brew crew will jump in, which is, it's all the same people because they all jump to all of our streams, which is amazing. And that's what's cool about the raid community. So thank you for the love. And yeah, and that's just what I do. And I am probably the oldest one here, but lots of naps.
There's
That's how I have that
nothing
much
wrong with a
energy.
nap.
Yeah. Maybe I need to take notes from the more chill streamers, because y'all can put in more time. It's just I'm like a bottle rocket. You know, you light that fuse, it's pop, and then all of a sudden it's over. Like that's about what you get from me. So I appreciate it and much love. And now who's next?
Actually, real quick, I want to give a shout out to another content creator here, Mr. Carnage, who's in chat, who is actually my favorite Aussie. Man, when he gets going, and he is fun. Again, another one I think that would do phenomenal on the YouTube side. And if you guys haven't, make sure you subscribe to him. He is definitely somebody to watch. Just so much love to him. All right, I guess it's time to talk about Gestal and what we enjoy most about Gestal. Gestal, guys. Now this may, I guess, come out a little wrong, but Gestal reminds me of my grandpa. He has never anything bad. It just feels like he's never has like a bad bone in his body. Like he doesn't wish ill will to anybody. He doesn't want something wrong to happen. He's very like, I love everything. I'm very, just give me joy. I want no negativity towards me. Any of that stuff, just move along, get away from me, because this right here is just pure enjoyment. That's all I want. And I respect that, man. I don't think that on any of your streams at any time we've interacted, you've just ever been anything but happy. And I respect that, and I love that, and I envy that actually a lot of the times, because we all have frustrations and aggravations in life, and sometimes it's just it just gets to be too much. So yeah, man, I love that about you. PJ, what do you think?
Yeah, Gestal's awesome. I'm lurking in his chat a lot. Like he said before, we talk about the UFC stuff, about sports before the podcast starts. Always a good talk. And I just love. I mean, you kind of mentioned it. Kind of like that. I guess. What?
Sheep. Gestal enjoying polymorph.
That's funny.
Sheep.
He's got like a very, very good like attitude. I kind of get that like grandpa-y feel. He's super chill, and like I try to be chill as well, but there's just some people that I just cannot handle with, and you do an amazing job. Like I don't know how you deal with certain people in your chat that you haven't banned. Like I try not to ban people, but
Yeah.
some people just gotta go, and it's amazing like how you can just like. I'm just like just so calm and just so happy all the time. It's awesome to see.
Agree. It never feels like he could be upset or mad with anyone. Like even just it literally feels like my grandpa. And I'm not trying to call you old. You know, I'll leave that up to what was his name?
Our friends in my friends in college would call me Uncle Matt.
There you go.
My first name's Matt.
Yeah.
So I've been told this before. I appreciate it, guys. By the way, I don't take it bad.
Jay, what about you?
Go with the raid.
Oh, go ahead.
Yeah, for me, Gestal, he's always been professional. Like, you know, he doesn't take it nothing negative. He's just streams, and I actually like that he plays other games too. A lot of us are race streamers and just content creators, but he's a variety streamer. He's played other games, Smite, Baldur's Gate. Some people play PoE. So he just does different things, and I watch everything, the other things that he does as well. Unfortunately, I haven't watched I don't get to watch as much Raid compared to other creators because we're kind of streaming around the same time. But just in general, that's what I've always liked about Gestal is that he's not fake. He's just nice and chill with everybody, and he's really good, of course, with Live Arena. Of course, that's what he's been focusing on. Some people go hard PvE, right, like Bronco, and some people go hardcore PvP. So I go to get knowledge from him, just like cruising or something like that. So I appreciate his Live Arena ethic in Raid Shadow Legends. Thank you.
Okay. All right.
I think professional is a huge word used.
Yes.
Very professional.
I agree. Let's go to Zero. Here's your chance to call him old.
Yeah, no, because I'm a little bit older than he is, but we're about the same age. No, Gestal for sure. Like if we had known each other in IRL, as the kids say, we definitely would be boys. In fact, I've tried to convince him to come to the Smite Worlds over here in Texas and come hang out and let our wives hang out, and we go to the gaming convention together because I think we'd have a good time.
That'd be dope.
But yeah, no, and the fact that he'll play Smite, because that was a huge thing. And in fact, one of the dudes, he was the coach of the very first World Series of Smite, and he was the coach, and he was streaming, and he's the one that I don't know. I got inspiration from for streaming, and he wasn't a big name. He doesn't even stream anymore now, but so there's a lot of history there, and so the fact that Gestal has that connection, and I do I'm not as into it as Gestal is because he'll burn all his gems that he gets in Live Arena every single day, and I just get through the bare minimum. But I do appreciate it is like a mini MOBA, and that strikes with me. So I think what he likes in the game, what I like the game, also align. So Gestal's cool dude, and he finally listened to me and played Valheim on stream too. So
let's go.
I was trying to convince him to give that a go, and he finally did.
Doing it shrouded now.
Yeah.
Okay.
Anyway, yeah, Gestal's awesome dude. You got to check him out. And again, he gets off when I'm usually hour into mine. So I appreciate him always sending the love when he does. It's amazing. So we try to share it as well.
All right. Ken, what about you?
So Gestal usually streaming in couple of hours, right?
Yeah, I think he streams in like an hour from now.
Yeah, like
Hour and
whenever
a
I'm
half.
sleeping. So I actually didn't manage to catch the Gestal live. I don't remember that, but he recently started doing YouTube Live Arena. Man, I love to watch these videos. I normally not watching raid videos, guys, on my outside of the stream because streaming 6 hours a day is too much, I'm like little bit chill, and that's the when I watch Gestal videos because man, his voice, his live arena videos, even losing, even he's getting ship. Oh, he's like, oh, we got a ship counter, ship counter, increase the ship counter. Still chill, he's still not losing his chillness, right? And I love his champion he using on the live arena. It's super fun, I can get the way of to play the game, the champion I don't have, and it's actually super fun. And yeah, I love Gestal videos, man. Actually, you are probably the only person I watch raid videos, like outside of my stream, to be honest. I'm not lying about that. Like whenever I do breakfast stuff like that, I'm like opening his videos. Oh, there we go. He's like, hello YouTube. It's starting like that, and it's go like that. It's awesome.
Agreed. Gestal, is there anything you want to say?
Yeah, what's better than hearing good stuff talked about you, man? It's a nice feeling. I appreciate everything you guys said. I do the professional thing. I do try to treat it like I would treat a job. Like I do try to treat this as something something I do 6 days a week. I'm here, I'm on 5 hours a day, and I'm gonna try and be professional. I don't want to. What the worst thing I hate, what I really don't ever want is to look back and be like, man, that was the worst thing I ever said to that person. I'm really mad I said that. So, I try to really be conscious and like people have bad days, people are, have their struggles, and you don't know what's going on with them. So I always try to take things, not as an attack, but as like, I don't know, maybe I need to be nicer to this guy because, man, why is he so mean? So, whatever. Like, I just try to think it's not always about you, that there might be something else going on. So just always try to be kind, I guess.
Agreed. I think positivity always spreads out to people and could always change their day or whatever they might be going through, because that might be just that little thing they need to just flip it around. Speaking about other content creators, we've got Mr. Pogo Pinktai, who rated us. Thank you very much, sir. Pogo is actually another fellow UPSer out in LA. Great guy. I've had him on the channel. I've had him on the podcast. Love the beard. Love that he rocks it. Love that he's just so much fun. So much fun. So much chill. All right. So we've talked about you guys, and now I'm dreading because I feel like I feel like I may have just opened a can of worms up. But Ken, what is your thoughts on me?
Man, guys, like maybe you guys don't know the behind the scene, but like we just here opening the camera, open a microphone and the talking, right? How hard it can be, right? He's the one behind the scene, like he's the one putting every single camera on the corner, which is he need to do that every single week, making logos, like making UI stuff like that, like everything, try to invite more people, which is you need to be talk with them, like he's the one that trying hard, right? Blazing, you are trying hard, man. Like since you start your stream character, not stream career, yeah. And he always trying hard. He always make this game better place, for the community wise. Because there was a Saffron Man, shout out to Saffron Man, maybe you guys remember. But when he quit the raid, he was doing this kind of podcast, and this place was empty. And the Blazing is filled this podcast slot, and we should be all appreciated for the Blazing for this effort. Again, guys, making like this thing like technically is very hard, and also mentally is very hard, because you need to talk to every single person, you need to be adjust their schedule. Hey bro, are you available? Stuff like that. It's not that easy job. Shout out to Blazing for that, and yeah, that's all.
Thank you. Gestal.
Blazing is, man, like I think he cares so much about doing all this, and like I feel like kind of what Kenpachi was saying, like you can tell based on how much prep and work goes into not just this, but like all of his videos. And I don't know, man. Nacho originally was like, "Yo, we want to come on the show," and I was like, "Bro, like I don't really like. Do you really want me on there? What the heck am I gonna talk about?" I was just starting out streaming and stuff, and how you guys like came on and we're super like Blazing was like, "Bro, it's all good. We're just gonna talk. We're just gonna hang out," and and it's like there ended up being a couple episodes like early on where it was just me and Blazing sitting here like talking about raid, and and now he's gotten it to grow to this, and he's pulled like he's, I don't know, and he corrals all of us, and he gets us all here. Like it's not an easy job. It's especially when it's like last minute and you're waiting for someone like to come in, and so he really does an amazing job with all that. But like what I like most about kind of like the pre-game, like when we're getting all set up, like sometimes you get that behind the scenes of Blazing with his family and Blazing with his kids, and that to me is like you get the real Blazing, like you get that father, you get and like that is like I love that, man, because like you could tell he's a great father, and his kids like really want to be around him, and they want to be in there with them, and like that to me is way more important than anything else. Like that he's all about his family, and oh man, I love that stuff. So yeah, Blazing's a great dude, man.
Thank you. My kids are definitely my world. I will agree with that.
Yeah.
Okay. Let's go to Zero.
Yeah, I mean, y'all actually said everything I was going to say, but I think it's important, and this really goes for all of us, really, because you only have so much time in your life or in a daytime, right? And you know, if you have your day job, you have your time that you're trying to put out your content. You have to do your research on your content. You have to spend time, you know, if you have kids and family and all that stuff. Like, so there's only so much time in the day, and I think to pull this off, and so glad to be a part of it. Blazon's working way behind, like he's doing so much stuff that y'all can't really see. I mean, just coming up with the questions, right? Like today, I think Blazon, and I was gonna say this to you offline, but like I'll just say it to you now, like, because this is our last stream of the year. What a great way to recap, you know, the questions and stuff. And he really has a method to his madness. You know, Player will release new content and that kind of, you know, feeds into the show, but he really is putting thought behind each and every question and the flow of the show and the flow of the questions and stuff. And like I said, that's, y'all don't really see that, but that's just kind of that little thing in the background where it's like, who the hell's got time for this? Like, you know, like you said, and Gestal said it right. Like his kids are in the background, and if his wife, if he's not off by 3 o'clock, his wife's like, hey, we got to go to do the movies or whatever. She's on his ass, right? So, like, you know, he's got this 2-hour time slot, and so I just want to say thank you for the hard work that you put in to make this work and allowing us to be a part of it. And then of course, and like you said, you don't have the time to give out the gems and the shards, and you allow us non-official CCs to do that. So I'm really thankful for that as well. You know, that's something that you don't have to do, and you have allowed it. So it's super awesome. So thank you for all the hard work and dedication, and you're awesome, dude. So thank you.
Thank you. That's I'm just a little selfish. I'm making you do the giveways for me, though. That's my reasoning behind that.
You say that, but it's, you know, sometimes I need a kick in the ass, and it helps, you know.
Okay. Thank you. PJ.
Let's go. Yeah, I mean, everything they mentioned already, all the behind the scenes stuff, it's incredible. Like what you do, coming up with all the questions is another great thing, a great example of each week coming up with things to talk about, keeping the flow of the show going. But also not just like behind the scenes side. I really just like how you think about Raid, your thought process of the game and how you break it down. I think you do a pretty good job of trying to not just look at just like end game or late game accounts, but try to view it like the game as like a whole for every kind of player basis perspective, which can be tough. And a lot of people don't do that. They only look at it from like their one perspective. So that's kind of a superpower in itself, to be able to take yourself out and be able to try to see the whole picture, the whole view. So yeah, I would say those are some things. And then yeah, like just the behind the scenes as well. Like some like merch stuff like that maybe coming.
I still have that soon. I'm just waiting on a couple of different things. It's the whole the trademark thing. The trademark thing is the only thing I don't want to have issues with. So we're waiting on that.
Yeah, no, but just in general, like just like coming up with different ideas, just getting all of us together at the same time is really tough. We all live around like all over the world, so it's just very impressive. And like I really don't think like when you're not here, like the show pretty much doesn't happen. If you're here, one of us isn't here, the show runs fine. So it's awesome to see how much like work you put into the show and just Raid it itself.
Thank you. Jay.
You know, me and Gestal are OGs of the community of Raid, so we go way back. And there's a lot. I've seen the evolution of Blazon, you know, before he was going hardcore on YouTube, before we even started this podcast. So me and him talked personally, so we're really close. And I got to see a lot of Blazon, especially as a character. You know, he's changed a lot. He's a little bit more, I mean, of course he gets angry, of course, at playing from time to time, but those are just videos.
Yeah.
But as a person, he's definitely evolved and changed, and seen it from a different perspective from a non-endgame player, right? Being as one who came from Panda, went to different clans, and just you kind of see the evolution of Blazin. You know, it's like he warmed up to everyone else and wanted to share the love and knowledge with other players instead of being a competitive end game player. And I got to see that over the years, and it was very thoughtful. And he calls me a lot, man. He's a very thoughtful person, always making sure I'm good, I'm okay mentally in my life. And I thank him a lot. And this podcast, we created this originally to create value for the viewers of or the players of Raid Shadow Legends, because we wanted to let something not die that Saffron had worked hard on trying to bring content creators together and just talking about Raid and stuff, things that we like. And Blazin was like, yeah, man, we definitely gotta do that. And we put the time, and he puts a lot of back behind the scenes to get this done. I'm very appreciative when I'm not here and putting, making sure everybody, sticks to their word, and bringing new people too, right? Like guest stars and stuff like that. So without Blazin, this wouldn't be possible. So thank you so much, man.
Thank you. You want to talk about emotional? I'm trying to fight tears back. Okay, trying to fight tears back now.
I'll fill the dead air. I do like the salty Blazin. We'll put a smile on your face. I like the salty Blazin when he calls Plarium out on their BS with his videos. So let's go.
Yeah. No, it's I love the community. I'm passionate about the game. I feel like myself as a content creator, as a player, I can't grow unless I have more people around me, right? And without all of you, I wouldn't be able to do this show. It wouldn't grow. It wouldn't, I probably would have given up on this game a long time ago. So thank you all for your kind words. Thank you all for the support. You guys are all awesome. And I do get those messages in Discord every so, often, like, hey, I haven't seen you post a video today or this or that. And, earlier the beginning of this year was not a great place for me, but a lot of you guys helped me out by just reaching out, making sure I was okay, talking. So I really, really appreciate that. Thank you all so much. So before we end this week's podcast or this final show,
this year's,
that's true, thank you, PJ. What's the one thing we hope that Raid will do next year or implement that would be the best thing for us? I'm gonna start off with let's go PJ first.
I wish you didn't. Let's see here. Best thing they could add. I'm gonna say I'm hoping the new seasons to Live Arena will help it out a lot.
Okay.
Depending on how they implement it, again, I feel like they have great ideas. They implement them poorly. They do seasons properly and well. I think it could make Live Arena more playable for the average person. So I guess we'll go with that.
Okay. Comments already in chat about removing Armands. That could be the best thing they do.
Yeah.
Okay. Ken, what about you?
They need to learn their mistakes they did this year, because it's really, really hurting, man. Like I'm seeing some clickbait videos on the YouTube, raid killer. Every time new gacha game releases, raid killer. These games are not gonna kill raid. They are going to kill the raid themselves if they are continue doing small and stupid mistakes, which is all they need to do is start playing their own game and test correctly. That's all they need to do. So they need to recover from their mistake first. So Hydra, by the way, like current state of the Hydra is not right. They need to find the solution to make everybody about the Hydra. So first, I want them to focus the Hydra, and I want them to fix what they broke on that content. Besides that, if they are going to release a new content, I just want them to test properly before releasing, because now we have a relic system and not many of us got the like mythical relics yet or the legendary one. God know how many of them when the people got another, it's going to create another bug. I actually don't want to think about it. Maybe there's a hidden bug on the game, actually we don't even know, you know. At this point people are called this game like bug Shadow Legends, ship Shadow Legends. That's not good title for them, you know, like they need to just think about what they are doing. And I'm actually, I want something on the new on live arena, man. Maybe new season system like the PG mentioned, you know, something new on the live arena can make me happy. Also the new, they said like extended faction war, right? I don't know what does that mean. Is that mean like releasing new faction, or they are actually thinking like hard difficulty for faction war?
I think
I
more
would-
of a higher difficulty.
I would love to see that, because faction war, I'm talking about super end game perspective, guys. It's like almost one champion gonna be clear the stage 21, you know. And there is like arena bonus on the faction war. If you guys already beat the faction war, there is no reason to put that point over there. So maybe the new difficulty, if they are planning to do that, can actually force me to build some useless champion for this content, which is make me happy, you know, instead of just sitting on my wall. So finger
Right.
crossed.
I agree with you there. Learn from your mistakes, and try not to repeat them, right? And I think Priest Guardian here has got the right idea. The titles on those videos are definitely wrong. It's not the next Raid Shadow Legends kidder. It's Raid Shadow Legends is the king of gacha games. He's 100% correct on that. Gestal, what about you?
Yeah, live arena for me, 100%. I'm super interested into what's coming with the seasons. There's so many things they could do there that other games have done that are awesome that would be perfect for here. But I think the biggest thing still in line with live arena is they need to have friendly battles. Friendly battles would be awesome.
Yeah.
Would be fun. The moment they open, because they said they're bringing it. The moment they come up, we are setting up tournaments, because
Yes.
I think that will be freaking awesome.
Yes.
So whatever it is, we will find a way. It's once a week, once a month, whatever. That is what I'm most looking forward to, for sure.
I think that could be a weekly competitive, like just content creator versus creator, just like E Games does all their other stuff. I think that would be the
Yeah.
same thing. I would love to see that. Jay.
Yeah, I'm gonna jump a little bit on that too. Isn't it weird that we have friends list in player and play, but not in actually Raid Shadow Legends? So I think, yeah, friendly battles are, yeah, I want that as well, but I want to be able to have like friends in game. There's so many games that launched even this year, and they have a friends list in game or a co-op mode to play with friends.
Yep.
So I definitely think that would be really, really good in raid. Like, why can't I raid PvE with someone? Why can't I do Chimera with someone? It doesn't have to be a clanmate. Of course, we want that with clans first, right? But why can't I do that with friends? Like, I think it would change the dynamic of kind of like clearing the shadow from Teleria. I think it would definitely change, right? Shadow. It'd be like co-op Shadow Legends. It would be totally different. But yes, friends list I think would be really good in friendly battles. For me, mainly, live arena, like before you actually, if they do new seasons, make it like a pre-ban phase, right? Where we can select champions that we can, like 3 or 4 that we can pre-ban, and then we can kind of go, you know, along the way. So that way they don't just first pick something like, I couldn't ban that, right? So I would, that's what I would like a lot. You guys know who I would ban first, so.
I agree. I think the pre-ban phase, you know, has an argument to be made good and bad, but I think honestly over the long term it would be good because it'll make you think about champions that you can't use, but then also at the same time you got to think about what's in your arsenal, right? So I definitely agree with that pre-ban phase. That would be something really great to have in game. Mr. Dabmaster, what about yourself?
Yeah, so leaning on it, yeah, I want to see them just over and all like enhancing what they kind of already have in the game right now, like fixing what they broke. I think is a good point. But like, you know, faction wars and siege, making siege better and stuff like that. The live arena, I think the pre-ban phase would be amazing, and I think the meta champions that everybody puts their best gear on, if those just get banned because they are the meta champions, it does open up the roster, which, you know, this game is trying to make you build out as many champions as you're supposed to build out. And again, Armand's is in 99.9% of all the fights, right? So if he just gets banned and he had all your fastest speed gear or whatever, then that'll make that mode just that more interesting. I love the fact of the friends idea, but honestly, my number one thing is quality of life. There are so many different menus of things that are just broken. Like, why are chickens not stacked like brews in the tavern? You know, and I did see the screenshot that's coming for the marketplace. The marketplace absolutely needs a revamp. Minotaur needs a revamp, but the marketplace, and then pulling the clan shop in there, pulling the 3v3 bazaar into one tab, I think would be massive for this game. And then honestly, you know, I don't want to keep saying it, but we need more gear slots. Like, it just, and maybe that's going to be tough for them to do, but as they keep giving us these 9-piece things, we just have to hold on to more and more, or we're, you know, selling really good stuff. So I would love to see at least a little bit of a better system there, more, but I look forward, honestly, to quality of life on all this. Like, the new modes are great, but clean up what you got. And I don't know about y'all, but every time I click the damn tournaments tab, and the one time I click it, it pops up nice. But Blazing, you click the tournament tab. What happens when you do that? Do you get the small little funky window? Like I get it, it's calling a web, so it worked for you this time. But like, I think that's a web page, a web call.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would love for them to fix little stuff like that. That'd be awesome.
Yeah,
I don't mind
go ahead,
better
Blazer, what you got?
pricing. Might be dreaming though. Better packs.
better packs. I think for myself, and I think the most benefit that a lot of us will get is better communication from Teleria, better communication on what's going on. That way we can plan for things. The biggest thing that we have is people are fed up with not being told what's coming. And with that, it's very frustrating when you're planning on trying to do something and then all of a sudden the FOMO sets in because they do this or they do that, and it ruins your plans, right? So I would really, in 2025, I'm sure we're going to see a lot more things in game, but I would love better communication to the community. I think that is going to be key. That is going to keep a lot of people happy. Oh my God.
And key non-weaponized communication.
Exactly.
Where they communicate to us and then they throw us oh my God. When that I will do that. I will tie my shirt in a knot in a heartbeat if Armand's gets removed. Let's go. Or nerfed or something.
There you go. That's, man, Red just picks like some of the best memes. I gotta say.
Good.
But definitely, I feel communication is one of the biggest things that Teleria needs to put out forth. And I guess this would be a message sent out to MTG. Just communicate with us. Let us know what's going on. That way, you know, we can plan things, because this game can be very unforgiving in some ways, especially when it comes to fusions and other stuff like that. It is an absolute just disaster. Real big shout out to Mr. Briggs for the raid. Thank you very much, sir. I appreciate you guys. Make sure you follow him over on Twitch and on YouTube, and go show him some love there. Let's talk about shout outs. Ken, what you got for a shout out for me?
I like to shout out two person today. First, Gestal. Congrats to his tier 2 content creator program. Again, big shout out, my friend. I will post their link on the chat, guys, don't worry. And the second shout out actually going to Steve Gaming. Steve is one of the OG Raid Shadow Legends streamer. Back in the day, whenever I start streaming first time, like, he helped me a lot. And he's, I believe, mainly making content right now for the King's Arthur. I'm gonna leave their link as well, guys. If you guys wanna check this out, go check them out.
Okay. Let's go to Gestal. What do you got for a shout out?
Muted. Sorry, I had a dog barking. I want to shout out Blazin, man. You know, the end of the year here, Blazin's done a lot of hard work for this, and really amazing job with this. Really appreciate all the hard work on this, Blazin, and you know, helping us all out. You know, kind of along the way, it's been really awesome. So, huge shout out to Blazin. Thanks for everything.
Thank you. Jay, what you got for a shout out, brother?
I got a few shout outs.
Let's go.
I got one for Busher's Choice. He's been helping people get their Chronams and helping people's accounts that they can't play because of the holidays or something like that, or family. He's been helping drive their accounts, especially one that Zero Brew might know, PBR and Jason. A very high end game account with a lot of investment. He's driving that account and helping it stack resources so that it just doesn't fall and champions go to waste and stuff like that. So shout out to Busher's Choice. Another one to Crossout, who's running 6 Raid Shadow Legends accounts for the community, so their account doesn't just fall off as well. So shout out to him as well for putting all that work, because I can't even do 2. And and of course, shout out to Cthulhu King for all the support he did this for me, because it has changed my life. So I'm able to keep doing content into 2025. So thank you so much.
All right. Buster's Choice sounds as bad as I do with my raid accounts. I think I'm up to like 8 or 9. Zero. Not zero. Yeah, Zero. Yes. What you got for a shout out?
Or you can pick Zero. Yeah, just obviously Blazin, you do a tremendous job, so thank you for that. And then we'll just go with Pogo Pink Tie, because he came in with a big raid today. But Pogo, nice chill streamer, very 420 friendly, but he's cool and awesome, and I love when he gets into his music mode stuff. So he does on the side, he does his production stuff. So I always like tapping into that. So Pogo is awesome, dude.
Awesome.
Give him a shout out.
PJ, what you got?
All right, we're gonna be giving a shout out to NSD Undead One. I think they started streaming pretty recently. They have a really nice account. I've been lurking in there, stream a little bit. They do some account help, and yeah, go show them some love and tell them what's up.
All right. My shout out's gonna go to somebody who actually left the community this week, which is Odd1 Gaming. He officially quit playing Raid Shadow Legends. Odd1 was one of the OGs out there. Great guy. Talked to him quite a bit. Always very informative, very supportive. You know, he's another one that, you know, when Centranos first came out, we talked about the game mode itself, and you know, it was a hot take for some people, some not, but he is moving on to other games, and I wish him the best of luck. I hope it goes excellent for him. Ken, where can everybody come and find you?
I'm streaming every single day, guys, at the Columbus Reset, both YouTube and the Twitch now. You guys can find me, FinalKenpachi. Thank you so much.
All right. Gestal.
Yeah, twitch.tv/Gestal Gaming, and on the YouTubes, Gestal Gaming as well. All my live arena goes on there. I'm hoping to start doing a little bit more stuff with life and everything else. I typically stream Sunday through Friday, 2 to 7. This week and next week's going to be a little weird, obviously with the holidays. So probably missing a couple streams over the next 2 weeks, but then things will be back to normal. Have great holidays, everybody.
Okay. Jay, what about you?
You can find me on Twitch and YouTube with one name, JRStar3.
Awesome. PJ?
MXPJE on Twitch and YouTube, mostly just streaming. We have a couple YouTube videos up, but yeah, streaming pretty much every single weekday, twice a day. Obviously, it's gonna be a little bit tougher with the holidays, but we'll definitely get some streams in, and then should be back to normal schedule in the New Year's.
Awesome. Zero.
Yep, so you can check me out Sunday, Tuesdays, and Fridays, 8 p.m. Central Standard Time on the Twitches, and then we have the YouTube channel. And then if you would like an opportunity to win free stuff, tonight is the last night. Click that link, subscribe to the YouTube channel, and make a comment. Put your UMID number. Blaze, and show them how to pull the UMID number. How would you do that?
You just go
Except
right
put them on
in.
the spot. Put him on the spot. You click your profile pic, go
Right
down
here.
to info. The last one he clicks, chat, and hit copy ID. Put that in the comments for your opportunity to win 540 gems and 5 ancient shards. I'm sorry, 1 ancient shard to 5 people. Sorry, 540,
Whoa.
1 ancient shard, 5 separate people.
False
There it is.
advertising.
But yeah, and then tonight I'll be a little bit late tonight. My daughter's actually on a flight from South Carolina here, my 22-year-old daughter, to come down for the holidays. So this will be my last stream of the year, but we'll be on tonight to pull the winners and get that over to Blazing. So again, thank you again for that. Much love, everyone. And have a good holiday. Happy holidays and a good 2025. And we'll see you in 2025.
Agreed, guys. Big shout out again to all the community out here. Thank you to all of you out there that are supporting us, that come here and watch us, helping us grow in every single way. We love you. We do this for the community. We do this because we enjoy it, and we enjoy it because of you. Twitch side, we are gonna raid NS Undead 1. So make sure that when we go over there, we show him some love, give him some follows, show him some support. Let him know that that you all came from here. Guys, we will not be streaming next week. The next podcast will be back on January 5th. Until then, be well, be safe, be good to each other, and we'll catch you guys next time.
Hey, Blaze.